Hey y'all, welcome back. This is going to be a pick a card. It is March 13th. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. The topic today is going to be for twins that are in separation. So it's kind of going to be like two readings kind of smashed together into one. One half of the reading for each pile will be for the Divine Feminine, and then one half will be for the Divine Masculine. So whichever pile you pick, you'll get to see your point of view and your counterparts. So I figured this was kind of a different way of kind of smushing everything together. I haven't done like an energy reading for both counterparts in a while, but I have so much fun doing pick-a-cards because there's so many different readings all at once. It's not like the same thing over and over again. So I figured this would be a really cool way to kind of get my energy reading back in there, just to like touch base with a lot of the counterparts and see where the collective is right now on their journey. Messages may or may not resonate. If they do, wonderful. If they don't, not all of it is going to. There's a big collective that I read for, so everything might not totally resonate. Okay, also, if you're wondering, you're going to read the cards this way. So it's going to be, this is going to be 1, 2, and 3. Oops. I've had a couple people ask me the order, so I'm going to point it out now so there's no confusion. So the rose is going to be number 1, turtle is number 2, and the Diana emblem, whatever you want, pendant, will be number 3. Okay. Take whatever jumps out at you first. If you're drawn to more than one pile, you need to watch all of it. There could be something I say in a different pile that really you need to hear. So if you're drawn to more than one pile, I would watch both of them. Okay, I'm going to be quiet for a little bit here so you can kind of get the energy of the piles and take your pick. And then I will see you guys at whatever pile you picked. Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone for commenting and liking. I love reading them, and I'm so thankful that you're here. Thank you for my first Patreon patron. That's so wonderful. If you don't know about my Patreon page, I have a link in my channel banner on the homepage, so check that out. Donations, I'm so grateful. Anyone getting the readings, I'm blown away. This is so wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, I had to say thank you. All right, I'm going to be quiet now, I promise. All right. Hey, Divine Feminine, pile number 1. Okay. Alright, so this one, don't mind my little stickies. I had to keep them separate somehow so they didn't get all mixed together. Alright. Just looking over the... Alright, this is where we're going to start. Page of Swords. Page of Swords means a couple things usually for me. It's usually someone who's very free, someone very free thinking, someone who's very honest. Sometimes, you know, to a fault, just very honest. You know, maybe you're having to work on being honest with yourself. This might be something you've been working on, Divine Feminine, maybe standing in your authenticity, speaking your truth. You know, you might be especially being tested on those truths too. You know, it's one thing to say them, and, you know, then the universe will usually provide you a way of proving that you actually are really like that. So you could be being tested right now. Page of Swords also And this might be why there's a balance card in here too. Page of Swords sometimes can also be spying. So I don't know if some of you maybe are being a little stalkerish, maybe. I don't want to say stalkerish, but, you know, checking up a lot on your counterpart maybe. You might want to tone it down a bit. You might want to find something else to do. You know, occupy your time. You really don't need to keep checking on them. They're right where they're supposed to be. There's no reason for it. I know it's tempting, right, to want to see what they're doing, and that's fine to check in every once in a while, yeah, but, you know, you shouldn't have it consume your mind. Swords are, you know, the mind, belief, ideas, you know, so you don't want that to consume you. It's not healthy. It really isn't. And you really want to be focusing as much as you can on yourself, because that is what's ultimately going to bring you back to that reunion, is because you're going to be doing all the internal work you need to do. You know, I mean, you get to a point where you can help your counterpart, you know, heal, but you should be focusing on yourself. Don't even worry about that. Don't worry about what I just said. Just focus on yourself. I really feel like a lot of you have to be very truthful, very honest, especially with the people around you. I really kind of get the feeling that maybe you might think one way, you know, and then a situation arises that you actually have to do that, and you might not always make that choice. It's really important that we kind of stand in our authenticity, even when it's something that we are kind of scared of. You know, it's not easy to always back up, you know, what you're saying, but it is needed, because that's what's going to help you stand, you know, in your truth, which is super important. I think you're also, I get the feeling like you're also on a little bit of a, well, I heard Truth Crusade. I think you're, even other people, like you're very, when people are lying now, it's almost like, you know, and it's very, I don't want to say irritating, but you can, it's almost like, the fuck, you know, like, how, really? You're going to lie to me? Like, I know what you're doing. You know, I think you're kind of been on the lookout too for honesty in other people. So it's not just honesty in yourself that you need, it's honesty in the people around you. And I definitely think that it's probably something you're really tuning into and picking up on, is the honesty of everyone else around you. So honesty, truthfulness, authenticity, that's all really big right now for Divine Feminine. Huge. I feel like a lot of you want to travel. Maybe some of you are getting ready to. But wherever you go, it'll definitely be a learning experience. At the back here, you like my shamrock nails for St. Patrick's Day? Isn't it festive? The clouds there, they're gray. Anytime you have a lot of gray like that in the tarot, there it goes. It means wisdom. So this kind of, since that was pointed out to me as I was speaking about that, that kind of shows me that maybe wherever you're going, it could have something really important in it. For some of you, the number 10 is going to be important. Somewhere near water, somewhere kind of deserty, and then mountains. So might be where some people are traveling. I don't know. Swords are also kind of about the beliefs and the ideas that we hold about ourselves. And that can be tied to the authenticity of, you know, who we are, but it's important that we watch what we're saying to ourselves. It's not easy, but it's possible to retrain yourself to think things. Affirmations are great. I love affirmations. I think they're like a secret weapon and stuff. Honestly, they do so much good. So if I were you, I would start, if you don't do them already, I would start doing them. If you do them already, maybe try changing them if they're not working how you'd like them to. A page is, it's not like a king, obviously, but it's certainly not a 2. You know, so I mean, they have experience. They're getting there. They're almost exactly where they need to be as far as thought patterns, belief systems, ideas, just general feeling of yourself. Okay. Okay. They say shit all the time. I'm just like, that makes no sense. A haircut. I don't know if someone was thinking about getting a haircut. Get a haircut. Do it. The way I don't know. I have no idea. So if that was you, if you please let me know if that was you, if you were thinking about getting a haircut, because you're supposed to. I don't know. Okay. And move on to the next one. We'll do balance. Balance. Archangel Zadkiel, who I absolutely love. I love Zadkiel so much. If you're not familiar with working with them, you should be. Google it, YouTube it, however you like to learn. Awesome, awesome angel to know. I think I hear pick your battles. I think a lot of you are really being selective with the kind of things that you engage in. And that's wonderful. That is such super great news. We need to be. We need to be making sure that we're saving our energy for things that matter. You know, save your fucks for stuff, for magical things is the, what is that saying you see on memes and stuff? Save your fucks for magical shit. That's what we need to be doing here. So that's really wonderful. I do still, I feel like you do kind of still, going back to that, you know, spying on your counterpart, you might fall back into that, but I don't see you staying there as long as before, which is great. And that the more you practice, you know, self-love, and the more you kind of stay in your own lane and focus on your own shit, the easier that will become. You know, it'll be an afterthought. Well, not like, I mean, they're kind of always around anyway, you know. And when you get to a certain point, they are, you know. So it's not like, I don't know. You still don't, a lot of you still don't like hearing divine timing though, huh? No? It's kind of a bummer, isn't it? Having to wait for divine timing. No. Use it as an asset, really. Use this time to, you know, take this page to a king. That's what we need to be doing. Using our time wisely. In a nutshell. Use your energy wisely. That's like one of the things I use a lot on like hashtags and stuff. Use energy wisely. Divine Destiny on Instagram. By the way, be my friend. Because it's so important. You know, we really need to be aware of the energy that we give other people, the energy that we're giving off. It's good to do like little energy checks throughout the day. Kind of stop in with yourself, see how you feel. If you need to, you know, do a quick meditation or some deep breathing or affirmations or whatever else is that you know, find helps you, you know, go ahead and do that. Definitely. But it is about balance. You can't just kind of start off on your day and just hope for the best. Like, you really do need to keep checking with yourself, and that goes back to being authentic. You know, you really need to be in touch with your emotions and, you know, your physical body and your mental state. You need to have all these things kind of in check, you know, and then mix it all together with that, you know, spiritual inner self that you have. I feel like a lot of you are finding it a little bit easier to compromise lately, which is wonderful. You know, it's not so much maybe about you. Maybe it's, you know, really starting to be the benefit of other people. I think that's great. It's nice to get our way, but it's even nicer to, you know, help others. So if it's not something that's like super important to you, I think we're just learning to kind of let it go, which is, I think, a very good mantra for this would be let it go. Because when you start to let go of things that, you know, you really don't matter, that you can't change, it kind of takes a lot of weight off of you, you know, because if there's nothing you can do anyway, why worry about it? You know, you just kind of got to do one of those, like, I don't know. I say it a lot. I say I know a lot. What's going on? I don't know. I don't. Most of the time I don't. Most of the time I don't even know what day it is. If I don't have an appointment that day and it's not on my calendar, I have no idea what day it is. Could be a Tuesday. Could be a Saturday. I have no idea. None. I really don't feel the need to either. Anybody else like that with time? Like, you just don't feel the need to have days? Except for, like, if you have a doctor's appointment or something. Like, I got kids, so, like, I have appointments and shit. Like, today I got a speech therapy appointment for my daughter, so it's like, I kind of have to get sucked back into time every now and then. But usually, people are like, what day is it? I'm like, I guess it's as good as mine. I don't know. Okay, if any of you, and I don't want to get in your business, okay, if any of you are drinking a little bit more, you need to stop. That's just what I'm hearing. I heard moderation, okay? Definite moderation. If you can't stop at all, that would be another, again, I'm, you know, to each his own, but I just heard moderation. Okay, so I'm the messenger. I feel like a lot of you are being kind of thrown into situations maybe that you have to cooperate with people. Maybe even people that you don't necessarily like even being around. If that's the case, you're being tested. Yes, it is a test. Okay, so we really need to remember to stay in our truth, stay authentic to ourselves, but also give and take. You know, you don't need to be a dictator. You don't need to be an asshole. Learn to work with people. Take the high road. Does it really matter at the end of the day? Honestly. You know, let's be the bigger person. Okay. Children. Okay, so for a lot of you, I know that, like, my demographics basically is the mom crowd for most of you. I know I have a lot of other people too, which I love you guys. But a lot of you are in that age group of moms. Okay? I seem to resonate a lot with that. I am one, so it makes sense. They're the best kind of people, right? That and Leos. Children could mean, for me, your actual children, if you have them. Maybe you're spending more time with them. You might be playing more. You might be just going more places, seeing more things. Maybe you're seeing things from a childlike perspective. You know, you might be seeing things lately with a childlike innocence that is really kind of heartwarming to you. Maybe you're noticing your kids being that way, you know, how they look at things. Like I do that a lot. Like, I'll see my my kids looking at something and really thinking about something. It's just, and just to like watch their process is adorable. My daughter's my daughter's 4, and like when she's still like when she wants to like make, she likes to do peace signs a lot, and that was that Share the Love, that share people on YouTube. She loves them. So she'll like try really hard and she'll like think for like a minute, and like she'll get one finger up and she'll get like super excited, and then you see her thinking and she'll get the other, and like it's just adorable. You know, those are the things that, oh, my alarm. Those are the things that kids do. They're just kind of like so cute, you know. So you could be noticing little things about your kids. You could be, maybe you're going to plan a trip with them. I know there was, for some of you, travel. Maybe you're going to go places with your kids. That sounds super fun. Maybe you're not going places with your kids. Also sounds super fun. Moms will get that. I'm going to Colorado in 7 days. Woo! All by myself. I'm so excited. Be amazing. Last time I went to, sorry, this has nothing to do with your reading. Sorry, you're just going to get a personal story. Last time I went to Colorado, I actually took, with 2 kids, just me, I took a Greyhound bus out there, okay, which was just as fun as it sounds. With, I think Faith was 2. Yeah, I think Faith was 2. So a 2-year-old and a 10-year-old, and I drug them on that Greyhound bus all the way out to Colorado, which that is, if you haven't ever done that, it's a hell of an experience, let me tell you. Got out there and then we took a train back. The train was really, really cool. Got to see so many things. Really cool experience. If you've never been on a train, you need to. Someone brought up, I was thinking about it too, someone brought up that I look confused sometimes. I'm thinking, well, I don't really know what to do about that because it's kind of my face. But then I'm thinking, like, I probably do look really confused because, like, I'll hear things or, like, things will get pointed out to me. I'll be like, what? So, honestly, if I look confused, I probably am. So, for the person who was wondering why I look so confused, I am. I'm not acting. I have no idea what I'm being told right now. Honestly. Half the time, I don't even remember the shit that I'm talking about. I'll get off of here and I'll be like, I just did that whole reading and I have no idea what I said. So, if I look confused, I am. A lot of you really need to get your childlike energy back. If that means climbing a tree, go climb a tree. If that means rolling around in the grass, or unless it's like really snowy out, which is still fun. You know, I already told my mom I'm going get in a snowsuit. I'm gonna find a sled somewhere. I'm gonna have some fun because it's snowing there right now. I live in Florida, so it's like I never see snow anymore. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I grew up with snow, but I haven't played in snow in so long. Cherish your children. I know this is definitely something that's and it seems to be something that happens a lot. You know, you have so much to do and there's so much you need to do with the house and your job and like everything else in your life. You know, so your kids almost get pushed to the back burner sometimes with like playing with them and stuff like that. So it's important that we don't get stuck in that, you know. Take a break. Take a break, play with your kids, laugh, roll around, you know, do something. But you're going to need to do that because you need that energy. You need that childlike balance, okay? To adult all the time, that's not fun, right? No. And things are getting done if you think about it. You know, things are getting done. You're playing with your kid. Those are the things they're going to remember, right? And you hear, like, enjoy it now because you're going to miss it. And I know it's hard sometimes to think, how am I going to miss this kid? My daughter, head to toe, no lie, was covered in shaving cream the other night. I sent my mom pictures. Shaving cream was everywhere. Everywhere. It was everywhere. She was covered in shaving cream. I wonder if I can even, hold on. I'm going to show you. Having kids. I don't know if you can see. There you go. She's covered in shaving cream. The house was covered in shaving cream. I know at times like that, it's hard to think, yeah, I'm going to miss this. But from what I hear, you will. So it's really important that we kind of embrace it while we have it. You know, because I mean, I've talked about this with a lot of, older women who don't have their kids at home anymore, and they all say the same thing. You'll miss it. No matter how ridiculous or crazy or overwhelming, you're going to miss it. So remember that, okay? Some of you really need to reconnect with your inner child. Some of you might need to connect a little bit more with your actual children. Don't beat yourself up over it. Life happens. Responsibility happens. Being an adult kind of sucks you into this shit show, so you have to pull yourself back out, okay? So it's really nothing to beat yourself up over. It's not. Okay. I hope that helped you define feminine, Or if you're a cross-watcher trying to figure out what's going on with your divine feminine. Or if you're just a person with more of a feminine side or whatever the reason is you're watching this. I hope that helped you. I'm going to go on now to the masculine part of this. So I hope everyone has a really great day, and I will talk to you later. Okay. Hey, divine masculine for pile number 1. Okay. All right, we'll start here. I started with the regular tarot for feminine, so we'll do this. Death. Death is one of those cards that people see and they're like, oh, the death card. It's actually a really wonderful card. Depending on how you look at it. If you're a tarot reader or someone who's just super positive, you probably see it as a really great thing. It's new beginnings, resurrections, new. Because you're ending something, but anytime you end something, something begins. That's just how it happens. That's just how it works. The wheel is always turning. One thing ends, another one begins, and the wheel keeps going. That's life. That's life, right? So this card doesn't have to be dreary or sad. Doesn't mean somebody you know is going to die. Doesn't mean you're going to die. It could. If I had the right cards around it. It could. That's true. But I'm pretty sure that's not what this means. 80%. 80% sure. Maybe 90. Okay. Put your seatbelts on. For divine masculines, a lot of what they were isn't there anymore. A lot of, I want to say ego, but even like parts of them that weren't ego. You know what I mean? Like just parts of them that have grown, they've matured. I really feel like, and the reason I say this is, the guy there, these, 2 kids, the guy, he's gone. He's dead, right? And that kind of pulls me and makes me believe that it might be the old version of the masculine, which is wonderful, because another card that you got is the Emperor. And to have one self die and then another self be reborn as the Emperor, which is the ultimate embodiment of the divine masculine. It is every king rolled into one. Once you are the Emperor, you are basically, you're the man. That's like, yeah, that's like your highest you can be once you're in that Emperor energy. So to have, you know, something that's saying that you really, you're totally transforming yourself, shows the work you've been doing. So, you know, congratulations there, divine masculine. You really have been working hard. That's great. I think that's super great. You know, men doing their inner work is the new sexy. If you've not seen that meme. A lot of you might be spending time outside, a lot of time outside, doing things, maybe near water. I feel like a lot of you also might be making plans for the future. And it kind of makes me believe that these are plans that you haven't told anyone. At least they're plans that other people don't necessarily know about. Probably even your divine feminine. Because these towers here, if you can see them in the back, it's kind of hard to see them, but there's two towers. Those are actually the same towers that are on the pathway in the moon card. And the moon card can be about secrets, hidden things, plans. It can also be about, you know, a journey forward. So you might be contemplating, you know, your next move. You might be contemplating just what might be happening in the future. Maybe you're just daydreaming about how things could be. But you are definitely, I think, forward thinking is the main idea here. You're not really holding that stagnant kind of energy, you know, where it's like you're concerned about anything in the past. You're really, I really feel like everything is kind of turning quickly too. It's almost like something, like when you're in this journey, it's almost like one person will do something which like moves a tumbler, which will then cause the other thing to turn, which then this causes that to turn. It's like everything is like dominoes, you know, and like certain things happen and things, you know, fit into where they need to. It's like super confusing game of Tetris that you never win, you know, but that's how things work. Like things fit into some things and then it becomes a bigger picture and then other things fall into place. And then from there, you get the idea. So I feel like a lot of things have been kind of maybe falling into their place, falling into where they need to be for you. Almost like things are, I keep hearing, going according to plan. So whatever plan that you have, if you do have a plan, it's doing very well. Okay, I hear you don't have to worry. Any changes that you're making will be better for everyone around you. So if you were worried that any of the things that you're doing or the person you're becoming or the plans that you're having might negatively impact the people around you, everyone will be better off. Everything will work better. It's ultimately for the highest good of everything. Whatever those plans are. Whatever the plans are, you should tell the divine feminine what it is. It was worth a shot, right? Let her in on your secrets. Tell her what you're up to. She knows you're up to something. She can feel it. Up to something. Okay, so again, number 8, if that means something for somebody. I know for feminines it was number 10. We got 10. 8 here, which that's not even the number for the card. I don't know, but I got 8. And I had, you have another card, Trust. So I kind of feel like 8 is like infinite, you know, and maybe you're kind of really been thinking about what your connection is in a way, like just how deep it goes. Maybe you've really been doing a lot of spirit work. You know, you might be digging really deep into past lives. You might be trying to see all the things that you and your counterpart have been through together. Maybe you're doing that kind of work. You definitely seem very hopeful. See, how I'm like sometimes like I'll hear things or I'll see things or like I'll be like little flashes of pictures or and like you know, I don't know who watches The Simpsons. If you watch The Simpsons, it's like Mr. Burns and he's going excellent. That's how that's what I just saw is kind of like everything's working out exactly how I planned it. So congratulations for you. Like not even death is going to stop you. It's not. You're just going to be reborn as something else. Something better. Okay, I think you're really coming into that divine masculine, like, you're up there. Oh, the Emperor. So the other half of the beautiful divine counterpart team, the Emperor is strong. He's seems a little stoic, you know, not really somebody who's too excitable in a way. I guess they get excited about things, but it's not, I mean, it's not like how I get excited, you know. I get excited over ridiculous things, though. I see a cute animal, I'm like, wow, you know. I don't feel that it's like, it's not grumpy, it's not, it's just like this, a regal, like a, you think you're, you know, hot shit, you know? Emperor is a leader. He's somebody other people look up to. I think that when divine masculine is around, maybe a group of other people, they definitely stand out. And this is something I think you're noticing too. Divine masculine, you're really noticing, you know, maybe just how, not how different you are, but I think a definite vibrational change between you and other people. And, you know, for a lot of you, I think you might have gotten to the point where you've kind of narrowed down your friend list, you know what I mean, of people you actually hang out with. I think just because having people that weren't kind of on your same vibrational level really wasn't working for you, and it's not going to. I mean, it's you can still have friends that you know, but when you're hanging out with people and you're high vibrational, you got to be careful where your energy goes. You got to make sure you're shielding yourself. You got to make sure that you're protecting your energy a lot. Okay, because you've worked hard to get into that energy, and you've worked hard doing the shadow work, the inner work, the spiritual work, all the kind of work you need to do. So don't just give that energy away. You want to keep it. You can share it, but you don't just want to give it away to people. Emperor is very structured, so I really do think that maybe there's a lot more, maybe like structure and planning going on. You guys really have some kind of something going on. Huh. It's a lot of planning. I want to know what it is. I'm a little nosy sometimes. Huh. A lot of you might have been playing guitar a lot lately. I've just noticed that there's a guitar in this. I've looked at this card so many times. I've been looking at the same friggin' tarot deck, the Rider-Waite one, for 20 years, and there's still things that I'm like, oh, I didn't know there were birds there. You definitely are standing in your truth a lot. You're definitely like to a point where it's, this is how I am, and fuck off if you don't like it. Good. You're not here to entertain people or to please them. You're here to do the work that you came to do. So my speakers are, I don't know what's going on there. It's kind of creepy. Okay. My left ear was ringing this morning. Oh my gosh. It was like, I don't know if anyone has this happen to them, but it was like the kind of one that happens, because I have like different kinds that happen. This one was like where it's the ringing, but everything around you gets real quiet. Does anyone have that? It's weird. I don't know. I think you've been very disciplined. Maybe your eating habits have gotten stricter. You might be really, you might already eat clean because you're high vibrational, I think, or you're going that way. If not, I think you're really seriously giving a lot of thought, which I definitely suggest going vegan. Honestly, it was the best thing I ever did. Seriously. Some of you might be taking up an exercise regimen. Maybe you're working out a little bit more, doing a little bit more that way. And I don't just mean like moving around. I feel like it's honestly as an exercise. It's not like you just happen to be doing more this week. Like I feel this is like you're intentionally exercising to, better some part of your body, whether it's your arms or your abs, like whatever it is, you're working on it for some of you. There's a lot more organization. you might have noticed just the gravity of how much gravity you have around people. I think it might be pretty clear that when you're in a group, you kind of automatically become a leader by default, which is the Emperor energy. That's, you know, that's you. You're going to be, you know, they would be the movers and the shakers. You know, they're kind of the people that stand out. If there's an issue, if there's a problem, people would look to you for a solution, for help. And you'd be able to give it to them too. I really feel you are embracing your inner divinity. You know, which includes embracing vulnerability, you know. And once you do that and you realize that it doesn't make you less of a man, it makes you more of a man. For me, I think so. But I think most women think so too. You know, it's very powerful. Vulnerability is very powerful. You're also trying to be very truthful. I think in every scenario that comes about, I feel like you're using it as a platform to be a little bit more honest as possible. You know, almost, I don't want to say like a game, but it feels like a personal challenge almost. I guess that'd be a good way to describe it, like a personal challenge. You're doing good though. Last but not least, we have trust. Some of you might be trusting the journey a little bit more. You might be trusting yourselves a little bit more. Maybe some of you need to. If you're not trusting in your journey, which I find it hard to believe since a lot of you are in this Emperor energy, but for some of you that aren't, or you dip up into it and then you come back down, and then you dip back up and then you come back down, you just need to trust more. You know, it really is about faith. A lot of it is just having blind faith in whatever it is that you're doing. And I mean, apparently you have a lot of plans, so just trust that they'll work. You know, I think you've been given enough proof by now along your journey that, you know, this stuff is real. It's happening. Like, how much more proof do you need? I don't, you know, trust. Maybe some of you have an issue trusting. Maybe you've been kind of screwed over. Who hasn't, right? I mean, a lot of people have trust issues. It's not like, they have trust issues. Get in line. Everybody else does too. It's all right. I think that if you, for some of you, this might be something that you're aware of or have been aware of, or, but for some of you, I feel like it's almost like, me? Trust issues? Me? Jealous? What? Yes. Yeah. You. Everybody has stuff, you know, it's not a big deal. Okay. It's just another way to grow. So look at it, you know, from a higher perspective, get to the root of it, weed it out, you know, and kind of move forward. That's all you can do, really. I mean, or, you know, live in that energy But, I mean, if this is what you're shooting for, you're not going to. You're going to do what you need to do to heal it and integrate it and let it go. I think more than anything, this is kind of a almost like a message. Trust that everything's working out. Three. For some of you, 3 is a big number. Okay, so there's 2. I got 3 because there's 3 light balls here. Okay, 2 of them are very, very bright. So they're very distinct, very bright. And there's another one that's kind of little and almost see-through. So maybe not materialized yet, but definitely there, definitely a thought. So maybe 2 other things. Here, 2 other things are, because the one is like super solid, and then the other 2, it's almost like they're almost solid. They're almost a solid thing, but they're still a little bit see-through. So maybe there's not total faith in them yet. You know what I mean? Like they're almost real. They're almost tangible. They're almost reality, but there's still a little bit of doubt. So for some of you, whatever, like 2 things you're trying to manifest or kind of bring into your situation, you need to make sure you get rid of any doubts whatsoever. You have to act like it's already there 24/7. It's already happened. It's already a thing. Okay? That's what I'm being told to tell you. Okay? And by doing this, by showing that kind of trust, by actually just being, well, it's already going to happen, so I might as well do such and such. That's what you need to do. You need to have that blind faith. And you have to act like it's happening. It's already happened. Or there's no getting around it not happening. All right. I hope that was able to help you. If you stuck around from Divine Feminine to watch the Divine Masculine, I hope that was helpful for you. Something tells me that you might have, since you had that Page of Swords. Pretty sure I just talked to you about stalking. But it's okay. You know, it's fine. Maybe Divine Masculine could, you know, throw your feminine a bone every once in a while, you know, so she's not so hungry for that. I'm kidding. I love Divine Feminine. Obviously, I am one. I get the struggle. Believe me, I get it. I hope that was able to help you. I hope you have a really awesome day. For either of you, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, whoever's watching this right now, thank you. If you've subscribed, if you've liked, if you've commented, I really love it. I love going on and talking to everybody. Keep your comments going. If you have any suggestions or anything, I definitely have plenty of suggestions from other people, and I love to hear them. I do like to see what I need to improve on. I know there's been a few things that have come up, so I definitely don't mind improving myself. So if there is something you'd like to share, go ahead and share it. Make sure you subscribe. When I get to 500, I actually have a incredible giveaway. I'm like, I want to tell everyone what it is, but I don't want to say anything yet because I don't know. I don't know why. But it's going to be really cool. So once we get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. So subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe. If you don't watch my sister, head over and watch her too. Darling D Tarot. She is absolutely wonderful. She also does pick a cards, and she's just so sweet. So check her out. All right, I'm going to go on to pile number 2. I hope everyone has a super awesome day. Talk to you later. All right. Hey, pile number 2, Divine Feminine. All right. Okay. Divine Feminine having a lot of, first pile too, a lot of lessons and stuff going on. I think you're being tested a lot. I feel like feminines are really being tested on their stuff right now. Okay, so I want to point that out. I had to point that out in the first pile for Divine Feminine. So if you feel at any time that like you're being tested, you are. Okay? It's an opportunity to rise above old patterns and belief systems. So if you have that opportunity, you should always try to take it. All right? That's what keeps us from having to learn this shit all over again. Step off the wheel, right? Right. All right. I've been starting with my Rider-Waite. Don't mind the stickies. And so I don't mix them up. Divine Feminine seems to really be learning a lot of lessons. And it's not that you haven't learned them before. I feel like these are things that keep coming up, especially now. They keep popping up maybe back to back even. And one of those things, 7 of Wands, is being defensive. Okay, shutting people out, not wanting to seem vulnerable. Okay. We really need to be embracing our vulnerability, you know, to be soft and gentle and, you know, strong at the same time. I think that basically embodies women. You know, we can be soft and gentle and vulnerable and sweet, and, you know, that's what makes us so wonderful. You know, so there's no need to try to hide vulnerability, especially with, you know, someone that is also showing the same vulnerability. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason to be so defensive. If someone honestly seems like they're kind of being defenseless and they're honestly sharing with you, it's safe to also do that with them. Okay, obviously use discernment if you need to. Like, if your intuition is honestly telling you, you know, they're just doing it to get something because you have a history of seeing those patterns or cycles in them, go ahead and trust, you know, your intuition, obviously. I would always recommend that. But just make sure that it's not a fear. It's not some sort of block that you have against vulnerability. Some people, a lot of people, actually, not even some, a lot of people, if not most people, have, you know, these issues of allowing people to get really close to them. It might be, you know, because you've done that in the past and then maybe they've left, you know, and you've kind of associated vulnerability with people leaving or things happening that weren't the best, you know, so you have this like negative association with these things. But we're being given these chances to kind of work past them. And it might be, you know, kind of maddening and just overwhelming at times, but, you know, try to look at it as a way of rising above our patterns, okay, that have kind of kept us stuck in these cycles that we're done. Aren't we done with them? Right? We're ready to move on from this shit, right? These are not feelings. I know they're comforting in a way, in a really weird way, but it's only because that's what you felt for most of your life. Okay, it's not because you actually like the feeling of it. It's just because that's what you know. So it's comforting in a really weird way, you know, to get those hurt feelings, that defensiveness, that, you know, you don't want to be vulnerable. You want to stay closed in and locked up. And that might offer you some safety, but it's not going to offer you any growth. So, I mean, it really will come down to now for you, Divine Feminine, what do you want? Do you want to be safe or do you want to grow? You know, you really have to be stepping outside of your comfort zone here. You know, and not everyone, despite, you know, maybe what you've seen in the past, not everyone is trying to screw you. Not everyone is trying to, you know, get one over on you. You might have learned that. You might have been modeled that as a child. You might have, you know, even heard that from your parents or, you know, family. People always expect something, you know. These are things that you hear, and while they seem innocent enough and maybe even said in passing, they're things that kind of stick with you throughout your life. So if you grow up with a mentality or experiences that show you that the only time people, you know, will be this way with you, vulnerable or nice or whatever it is, if they're trying to take something from you, that makes you defensive, okay? But that doesn't have to be like that. I feel like a lot for like counterparts for your Divine Masculine. I feel like maybe a lot of feminines are doing this. It's, you know, maybe they are being, you know, vulnerable, and maybe we're having an issue because it's like, well, I don't know, because it's bringing up all those old things that you had with being vulnerable, you know. And then once you, you know, make that decision to jump off that cliff, you know, and, you know, I'm sure you know what I mean, Divine Feminines, then you're back in this cycle of, you know, these feelings, and then you're like, oh, and it's, you know how it goes. It's like a horrible roller coaster. You know, the world is not against you. The world is not. It's for you. It's trying to help you. It's trying to give you these opportunities because it wants to get that wheel turning for you. It wants to get this shit over with. Okay? It wants to progress for you. So it's giving you what you're asking for. It's giving you an opportunity to grow. It's giving you an opportunity to learn so you can get out of where you are. Okay? That's what you want. You want to move forward. You want to progress. This is how you're going to do it. Okay? It's by doing the things that you're like, I don't want to do that. Well, I'll tell you. You know, you ask the universe for these things, it's giving it to you. Okay? It might not be packaged how you wanted it to, but it's there. You know, it's, you know, I don't know what else to say. It's, you know, you have to take these as opportunities to grow. You know, even if you fail it or you think you fail it, if you realize what happened, if you realize where everything turned, if you're able to like learn these lessons, no matter how you learn them, if you learn them, you learn them. And that's, you know, the main point here. It's okay. It's just going to keep coming back up. So if you're like, oh, I totally failed that one. If that's true, it's going to come up again. So you'll have another chance. However many times it takes. Okay? So you really don't need to be like, oh, I didn't handle that very well. Don't worry about it. You'll have another chance at it. I guarantee it. A lot of the Divine Feminines are shedding the, I can do it on my own. I think a lot of you are really starting to be able to ask for help. Some of you might actually even be really enjoying it. You might be realizing, you know, for the first time just how much people will do for you when you just ask them. You know, you're not always the one having to do everything. It's an important lesson. You know, you need something done, ask someone. You know, it's not, don't people ask you all the fucking time to do stuff for them? Right? You can't ask somebody to do something for you? That's ridiculous. You shouldn't be the only one doing everything. Ask somebody. If they don't do it, ask them again. You know, this it's almost like a template, you know, and I've noticed it, you know, a lot of the women in my family passed down. It's like we have to be everything for everyone at any given moment, and we have to be able to do everything, and it has to be perfect, and it has to be done before it's even asked. You just have to know everything, and it has to be done beautifully, and you have to look nice while you do it. Okay, these are things that are like passed down, and it's bullshit. This isn't. It's not how it should be. It shouldn't be a woman doing everything for everyone and getting nothing back. You know, I heard one time a saying, and it has stuck with me my whole life, and it's, a man may be the head of the household, but a woman is the neck, and she can turn the head any way she likes. Okay? It shows the importance of a strong woman. All right? Behind every strong man is a strong woman. And we really need to be standing in that strength. You know, I'm not saying like, you know, turn the head like manipulative. I'm not talking manipulative. But you should be able to speak your truth. You should be able to tell what you need. You can't expect people to just know what you need. Women and moms, you know, the defined feminine, I think we have that ability to just kind of know what people need, you know, and to just do it. I think we're given that, you know, kind of like an internal sensor almost, you know, so we're able to do that, but other people aren't, you know, so they need to be, you know, told you have to express yourself to them or else they won't know. You know, I don't think a lot of it is, you know, them just being like, oh, fuck her. You know, I just don't, I think they're clueless. You know, you have to let them know how you feel. So I think a lot of you are doing that. So congratulations there. That's awesome. Really good. All right. Take off my stickies. Knight of Earth. Knight of Earth is the Knight of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite Tarot. I love the Knight of Earth. Slow as molasses in the wintertime. But when he does show up, he's dependable, and it's going to be exactly what you wanted. Maybe even better. They're loyal. They are kind. They are a little bit methodical, but, you know, it's, again, it's just slowly progressing step after step after step until they get to where they need to be. They're not in a rush. They're not trying to rush. Everything they do is with intent, is with, you know, the idea that they're growing, that they're learning, that they're progressing in a way that's going to help their evolution. And I think that's why people who are aligned with, you know, this Knight of Pentacle energy, they're not too worried about the time of it. They're worried about how it's being done, what they're learning, how they can apply it to their life. Page of Pentacles is just, it's a really great energy to be in. Because it's, I mean, it's definitely closer to a king than, you know, like a 3 or a 4. You know, it has some work, but, you know, it also has this youthful, go-get-'em quality that is just, it perseveres. You know, it can't be killed. It can't be run off. It's very, it's quality over quantity. You know, you're not going to rush and get things done just because you have to. Like, I haven't made a video. I think it's been like a week almost since I've made a video, but I haven't felt like I wanted to. And I'm sorry. You know, I started out doing this. I was like, I'm going to do a video every day. Every day I'm going to do a video. And I did. And it drained me. It kind of sucked, you know? And I was like, I don't want to do that because I feel like I don't hear as much. I can't sense as much. When I have too much, because I also do, you know, personal readings and stuff like that. So it's like I'm not just doing the YouTube. I'm doing other readings as well. So I'm doing that a lot. So to then do this on top of it, I wasn't being like conscious of my energy that I was giving away. So it was just too much. So now, like, I made a promise. I'm not gonna do a video. Y'all won't hear from me, okay, until I feel like doing a video. And the reason is because I know then that it's going to be quality. It's not going to be some rushed, shitty, half-right crap that I put out, you know, just to have something. I'm not going to do that. I want to make sure that the messages I'm giving out are going to help the most people. They're going to give the most clarity. And that's going to be me having to take my time doing it, you know, and that's Knight of Pentacles. If you need to take your time doing something because you're going to, progress and make something that's more valuable, take your time. Okay, it's not a race. Life is a learning experience. You know, there's no time on that. So if you're practicing something, if you're learning something, if you're doing your daily, activities and things, do it with good intentions. Do it with the intention to learn. Even cleaning to me is like meditative, honestly. I don't know if you know, but there's a lot of like temples and stuff where part of their like meditation practice is actually cleaning. Like they'll scrub everything, and it's a form of being present. It's mindful meditation, basically. Even things cleaning, take it as an opportunity to be present. Okay, we need to be looking at everything we can as an opportunity. Everything, no matter what it looks like, it's an opportunity. If you, if you have a commitment to somebody, you have to honor it. Okay, so that being said, you might want to be really, 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 really careful on who exactly you're committing to. Okay, if you're committing to somebody that you're going to do something, you need to do it. If you can't, if you feel like there is a way that you won't be able to give your very best, all your energy, everything into it, just politely say you can't. There's plenty of things that I wish I would do. Like I've had, collaborations and stuff like I would love to do, but like focusing on myself is numero uno, and that's really what I'm focused on right now. So if it's not something that I can totally commit to and totally be like, yes, I will do this 100%, I can tell you I'm going to do it, I'm not doing it. It's pretty much there is. That's it. I'm not doing it. You have to be, they say, be impeccable with your word. Everything you say has to line up with your truth. So would you rather, lie and be like, yeah, I can do that, and then be like feeling crappy the whole time and stressed and anxious? Or would you rather just be like, no, I can't do it. I got too much stuff going on right now. Maybe later, but not right now. I mean, you might feel a little uncomfortable for a little bit, but ultimately, you're going to feel better in the long run because you're not going to have entered into something that you can't honor. All right. Emerging. I don't know. When they made this card, I don't know, tell me what you think. Like, she looks like she's in like middle school having to take off all her clothes for the first time to get checked for scoliosis, doesn't she? Like, she's like, oh my God. Like, look at her face. She just looks very, like, she's, I don't know. I don't know why I think that. Every time I see this card, I'm like, I just feel like there could have been like something, like maybe like a butterfly for emerging. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Awkward middle schooler isn't what I would have picked. But I didn't make the deck, so I can't really complain. Beautiful deck, though. All right. Emerging. I think what this is trying to say, and it might be actually really perfect, the way she's kind of, now that I think about it, the way she's kind of like she's unsure almost. It kind of reminds me of, these two cards is, it might be difficult at first. It might be hard to really be honest and be, forthcoming with how you feel, but you need to, and if you can't, you'll be given an opportunity to, another one. And if you fuck that one up, you'll get another one, right? Doesn't matter. It'll just keep happening until you master it. So there's really no reason to worry about it. I think you're really starting to kind of unlock maybe your gifts, your talents. I think maybe you are really understanding your power, your sway. These are all things that are coming out, I think, because you're actually not worrying so much about maybe other people. Maybe you're kind of turning everything inward. And that could be, it could be why it's kind of uncomfortable. I think because a lot of women are not used to putting so much attention on themselves. I think, women kind of have this idea that we need to be focused on everyone else all the time. And that's not true. By focusing on ourselves, it kind of takes care of everyone else, honestly. The better energy and better state that a woman is in, because she's like the nucleus of the whole family. The whole house runs around a woman. So if you're in a really good energy, if you're in a good state, everything else is going to be too. And if it's not, it's going to quickly fall back in line a lot quicker, okay? Because it's going to go back into that. So by learning to control us and how we're feeling and to give ourselves everything we need, if that means, that there's laundry and it's not folded, but you want to sit the fuck down, guess what you should do? Sit down. Okay? If you want to get the stuff done, get it done. Because it feels great when everything's clean, right? And then you can sit down and be like, everything's done. Okay? So only do what you want to do. If you want to get stuff done, get it done. If you don't, sit down. If it bothers who you're around so much, let them get up and get the shit done. Otherwise, they can wait for you to do it. Okay? You don't run on other people's time. You run on your own time. Okay? Especially when it comes to being in your own damn house. You want something done? Well, if you don't want to do it, you're going to wait for me to do it. And I'll do it when I want to. So, there you go. Otherwise, handle it yourself. This isn't fair. You shouldn't have to run yourself ragged. You shouldn't have to be a doormat or a slave to anyone. And you're not. Okay? And it is a common template that is ran all around the world, I think, for a lot of women. And it's not right. So, just because you're a woman doesn't mean you can't relax. Doesn't mean you can't turn your focus inward. It means you should even more. Because it's really important that you do that. It'll make everything run so much smoothly. And for those of you that are doing this, for those of you that, you might be realizing this now, maybe you are focusing more on yourself and you're noticing, oh, things are kind of falling into place a little bit more. People are in better moods. It all starts with you. Once you realize that, it's a game changer. It really is. The more you focus on yourself, the better everyone else is around you. And I mean everything. Dogs, cats, plants, people. Doesn't matter. Everything will start to vibrate around you. How you are. Okay? So remember that. If you need extra help, Divine Destiny, Tarot.com. I have personal readings available. Check my Patreon page out. It's on my banner on my homepage here on Instagram. YouTube, my Instagram is Divine Destiny. So look me up there. All right. I'm heading on to Divine Masculine. So I hope this was able to help you. Everything's an opportunity, right? Right. All right. Bye. Okay, pile number 2, Divine Masculines, or Nosy Divine Feminines. Hey. I'm just kidding. It's not nosy. Huh. If you haven't watched number 1, I'm going to tell you you need to. Here's why. In number 1, they had the Emperor. Now, the Emperor in this deck is represented by Archangel Michael. And that's who is also here on the wheel. So, just for those of you that it resonates, you know, you might want to check number 1 out. Okay? I'll have the timestamps all sorted out so you can go ahead and check them. I've been starting with the other one, but yeah, I'm gonna start here. Okay. So, the Fool, like my shamrock nails. Alright. So things are exciting. Things are... Do you even know why you're excited? Do you know why you're excited? If you're like pile number 1, you know why you're excited because you're plotting something. You know what it is. Things are exciting though. I feel like you're almost ready for like a new start, a new beginning. You want to, it's like you want to start over. And it's not, see, here, if you can see that, there's a little white flower. In the tarot, white usually equals purity. Okay, so if something is colored white and you're drawn to that object, it is supposed to represent purity, pure mind, pure thought, good intentions, stuff like that. So that leads me to believe this isn't like you're just trying to, you know, get out of something or, I'm like, all out of focus, huh? You can see? One better? No? Hopefully it'll fix itself. There we go. This isn't like you're just trying to get out of something or, you know, run away from a life you have or anything. It's not that. This is like, it feels like you want to start completely from the ground up with something. And you're planning on it. It's like like hitting a reset button, like a completely new opportunity to start all over. And I feel a lot of you are really wanting to pack light. You know, you're not wanting to bring into this new life a lot of baggage, a lot of old traumas, a lot of belief systems, and you know, things that really weren't helping you. And I think that's really what you've been working on right now, might be kind of weeding out the core issues of, you know, kind of what's left for you to get past. Everybody has, you know, things they need to work on in relationships and old hurts and wounds that need to be healed. And they usually stem from, you know, not where you think they would. You know, the person that you think hurt you usually ends up not being the person that hurt you. It's just the person that reminded you of the hurt you have. So it's, You know, it's a series of, you know, having to go back and go back and go back until you find the actual root cause of something. I think that's kind of what you've been doing. And if you haven't, you need to be. You're going to get a new opportunity at a completely different life. And what you bring into that life is entirely up to you. You can either be lugging around a lot of baggage, a lot of crap, or you can, you know, learn to let go of that stuff and tune into your energy and figure out what you need to heal. Oh my. Dogs are barking. Hearing Ellen? Sorry. It's pomegranates. Pomegranates are an aphrodisiac. So, passionate, you're wanting to do something with this new chapter. It involves some kind of passion. But you already know what it is, and I think it's something that you want to take with you into this new life, this new area. You've done a lot. Oh my gosh, I just realized the other card you have, I don't know how I didn't notice, is Archangel Michael. So for some people that is going to mean a lot, Archangel Michael. He is protection. You can call on him to cut karmic cords, do clearing. I highly recommend cord cutting. It is, anytime you make an interaction with somebody, you date somebody, you create like these sticky cords that get hooked to each other, you know, and if you don't clear them out, then they just stay there and you have all these like cords hanging off of you and it's just a bunch of crap you don't need. So you should go and call on him to do cord cutting. Truth. He works with truth, speaking your truth, authority, helping you carry out and have courage. You know, so that is somebody you should look into how to work with Archangel Michael. I would say definitely, and then go back and watch number 1, Divine Masculine. Okay, but I feel like you kind of starting to become a whole new thing. You know, this isn't, you're not what you were 5 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, some of you even 3 months ago. You know, you are continuously shedding old parts of yourself to get to a more raw and authentic version of you. And that's what it's about, you know. So congratulations. That is absolutely amazing. And that's not easy. You know, it's really not easy to look at yourself and you know, see that you need to heal things and work on things. It's not easy to do. It's easy to be like, no, I'm good. Everything's fine. I don't have any issues. That's easy to do. It's not easy to be like, no, I have stuff to work on still. Laurel wreath. I see a laurel wreath. So it could mean success. At least that's how you have the attitude of right now, success, I think. Remember not to rest on those laurels, though. That's a pretty old expression. It's good to have high hopes. It's good to be confident, but, you know, make sure you always do the work. You know, if you're always doing the work, you'll always get the reward from it. But just, you know, check in with yourself. Make sure that you're doing the things you need to do. Okay? Exciting, though. You're excited. Optimistic about the future. Definitely. All right. We're going to go to the wheel. I believe, I don't know if it was was it the masculines or was it the feminines that was number 10? I think it was the feminines that was number 10 that was important. But might be important for one of the masculines too, number 10. Archangel Michael, like I said, huge presence in this one, in the number 1. My daughter's yelling. It's, The wheel in this is the Wheel of Fortune. Everything you do, all right, start over. Where you are right now, this is happening, okay? It's constantly happening. Even in times in your life when it doesn't feel like anything's really moving, it feels kind of stagnant, and you feel like you're just not going anywhere, nothing's happening, you haven't seen any progress or anything like that, it's still moving, okay? There just might be some other aspects somewhere else. And I was talking about this, I think, in one of the readings I did. There might be somebody, a part of the equation over here that has to do something so something falls into place, so that something happens. Like, everything is like tumblers, like putting a key into a tumbler, you know, you turn it and it opens stuff up. You might just have to wait. So if anyone feels stagnant right now, if you feel like things just aren't really progressing, if they're not turning, they are. For some of you. Now, for a lot of you, though, I do feel that this is finally the wheel turning. Finally. And I know, I hear you with that. Like, you feel like it's not happened quick enough, right? You can feel like that. But things are starting to happen. Things are starting to move. I think things are starting to really fall into place. And it could be because of all the planning you've done, all the work you've done. You're meeting people, you're going places, you're experiencing things, and they're all starting to add up, okay? And if you haven't noticed, you're going to start noticing, all right? Maybe you could call on Archangel Michael to help you with that if you haven't been noticing these things. Have him help you make them more clear. You can do that. You can talk to them whenever you want to. And if you see, he's usually like a blue color, like a, not bright blue, but it's like maybe a royal blue, like a bright, do I have it on my thing? I don't think I have I'm wearing like a galaxy dress, but it's not, I don't have that kind of blue on there. I guess maybe right here. Anyway, it's blue. I think for some of you, it might be kind of exciting in a way to see how things are unfolding. Some of you, I think, are past that already, okay? Like the synchronicities that you're just really noticing, or things are kind of, oh, that's why that happened, or that's why this is happening. Some of you are kind of past that, and some of you are just getting there. So for those of you just getting there, you embrace it. It's exciting, isn't it? It's incredible. And for those of you who are past it, try to remember how great it was, you know? Like, there's so many different parts of this journey that even when you're in union, like, you're still going to miss certain things about not being, you know what I mean? So just try to remember the excitement. Try to remember, hold on, sorry, daughter's up. Like I was saying, anyway, there are certain things you're going to miss, you know? Try to remember how you felt when you started noticing things. It can still be magical. I think it's just we start to take things for granted when they start happening. Like, oh, yeah, all those numbers are aligning like that again. No, it's incredible. You know, we need to be thankful for them. We need to remember to keep saying thank you, because the more you say thank you, the more they'll give you. And the more mind-blowing it gets. Like, you just, if it's not blowing your mind, you need to be more thankful and ask for more. Because it should be, because it's incredible. For some of you, I feel like something is going to happen. I get pushed to, forced to happen, pushed to happen. Something is going to happen, and it's going to kind of force your hand a little bit. I'm not sure what it is. So you're like, this is like, I had someone comment that I look really confused. all the time. And like, this is, I'm going to tell you why. If you're watching this person who said that, thanks for that. I usually am. You know, they'll say things and they'll be like, somebody's going to force their hand. But I have no idea what that is. So I'm just like, so I'm confused. I'm just having to say things. So, you know, in case you were wondering, I'm going to try to mention it in every video I do so that person will know this is why I look so confused all the time, because they'll tell me stuff and I'm like, doesn't make sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to somebody. But I really do feel like something is going to almost have to be changed in a way. Something is going to be realigned, or you know, it could, and it's like that Fool energy. It's brand new, but I feel like there's something else besides on your end that has to be forced, that has to be moved. Okay, so maybe if you feel stagnant, maybe that's what you're waiting for. Maybe that's what you need is, I mean, that's confirmation that you're waiting on something to happen to somebody else. Okay, but, you know, I say it all the time, we don't wait, right? We don't wait. There's no waiting. We keep going. We focus on ourselves. We learn our lessons. We keep growing. You know, there's no reason to wait unless you're not trying to get to where you want to go. You don't want to get to where you're going? Yeah, go ahead and wait. You know, but if you actually want to get to where you're trying to go and you see yourself being, then you need to get up and start doing stuff. It's as simple as that. The good thing about the wheel, though, is it usually says that things will turn in your favor. Okay, so if it comes up in a reading, it's usually a good outcome. It's something that's going to, you know, work out more for you than against you. You know, so like, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen exactly how you want it to, exactly how you thought it might, but you'll find out that when you look back, it ended up happening for the best all around. Okay? My lawn's getting mowed right now. I don't know if that's too loud or not. Anyway. That's incredible, though, with Archangel Michael. There's a balance, too. It's like a... And this is that Emperor energy that I saw in the first one. You know, when you're in that Emperor vibration, you basically are embodying all four suits of kings. Okay, so you have everything that's represented by all the suits rolled into one awesome guy. Okay, so that's kind of like the vibration I'm getting here. So for a few of you, you're very high vibrational. You know, I really... You know, that's incredible. It takes a lot of inner work together. Being honest with ourselves. Heard that again. Okay. Again, not watch number one. I keep having to say it. I don't know why I keep having to say it. If you haven't watched it, you have to go watch it. Speaking your truth. Being your authentic self. Holding your power. Using energy wisely. All important things. Okay. And last but not least, Archangel Michael. Awesome dude. I love him. Absolutely amazing. A lot of people sometimes when they hear sirens or ambulances, they say Archangel Michael's around because he's, you know, fair and watching over them and stuff. Sometimes they'll hear like a high-pitched sound. Blue, I've seen blue, like little spotties kind of thing. So those are all things to keep a watch for. If you aren't used to working with angels, I mean, honestly, when you first start, it can seem kind of weird, if I'm just being honest. You know, I've been working with them for a lot of years. And, you know, I think it's just because it's kind of like not something a lot of people do, or say they do anyway. So I can't remember last time I went, you know, to a lunch with someone and had them mention how they talk to angels all the time. Unless you had lunch with me, I'd probably talk about that. Anyway, so it's not, I guess, normal. What's normal, right? So it can be kind of awkward maybe when you first start. So maybe start with guided meditations. I know YouTube has a lot of the guided meditations to connect you with angels, certain angels in particular. I'm sure they have, you know, an Archangel Michael meditation, I would imagine. Some of you just need to be reminded of truth, of honesty, that you're protected. You know, some of you, I feel, have a lot of decisions to make still. A lot of you have that's not too loud. You have a lot of stuff still going on in your life, and I think there's still a lot of things that you need to clear out, you know, which is what the journey is. You know, it's about doing that weeding in your garden, you know. But Archangel Michael is definitely a way to do that. He's really an asset when it comes to kind of clearing old energies. And you'll feel, too, once you go in and you do these cord cutting things, you know, you'll feel less congested. You feel lighter. You don't feel so all over the place, drawn to different things. And it actually sometimes will even, like, the little triggers that you have, that'll help with some of those. You know, some of these old triggers you have that could just be related to so-and-so you dated when you were 17, you know, like ridiculous things that might not mean a whole lot now, but they're still there and need to be cleared out because you're not, you know, engaging in it anymore. People don't, I think, realize when you know, you make any kind of a connection with somebody, you're creating these strings or these webs with people. And I think if more people knew that, I don't know, I'd like to think that they wouldn't, you know, they'd be a little bit more picky with who they swap energy with. At least I like to think so. I certainly am. I'm good. I don't need, you know, all that. But just be careful. Be careful, you know, where you put your energy, who you're connecting with, what you're thinking about. Be very honest. Live authentically. Okay? Speak your truth. You know, you don't need to worry about anything. People are going to support you, they're going to support you. People aren't going to support you, they're not going to support you. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're going to be doing what you need to be doing. So, it doesn't matter. All right. I hope that was able to help in some way. Like I said a bunch of times, and I'm being told to tell you again, if you haven't watched number 1, go back and watch it. Okay? If you did watch it and you're like, yeah, I watched it, it didn't say anything, go back and rewatch it. Okay. Archangel Michael, that I guarantee will have something to do, something important. Okay? For a lot of you, it'll have something very important. It might mean something, it might be significant, you might hear about it. I don't know what, it's important. Okay? So whenever you see that or that comes up somehow and you think, oh, it's that thing that girl was talking about. What were you thinking at that time? It's important. All right. That's it. Hope everyone has a really good day. I'm on to pile number 3. Thank you everyone for commenting and liking and subscribing. It's so wonderful. I'm so excited. Once we get to 500, I'm doing a giveaway. It's going to be really, really awesome. I'm so excited over it. What else? Ooh, thank you to my first Patreon person. It's so exciting for the support, and I love it so much. Thank you, thank you. If you're not aware of what my Patreon is, it is in my banner on my homepage here on YouTube. It's a little thing you can click on the right side. Divine Destiny, that's what I am on Instagram, so go ahead and be my friends on there. All right. Oh, I didn't mention my sister at all. If you don't know who my sister is amazing, Darling D. Tarot. I absolutely love her to pieces. I'm going to go visit her and support her in her very first psychic show. In 7 days, I'll be leaving to go there. So I'm so excited. Wish to go over to her channel, wish her luck. She doesn't need luck. She's too amazing. She's going to do great. And I'm going to get to be there the whole time and see it. So if you're in Colorado, come get a reading from her. I'm only there for moral support, so I won't be doing readings. But I will be there with her. All right. I think that's it. Have a good day. All right? Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Divine masculines, feminines, divine feminines. It's got little stickies on it. That's why I did that. See? So don't get all confused. Welcome. All right. It's a good one. I'll save it till the end because it's a good one. All right. I know you want to know what it is now, huh? All right, so we have Judgment. Judgment, for how creepy the card looks. It's pretty creepy. It's a pretty creepy card. There's a bunch of dead people, right? It's actually a really great card. And it's basically a resurrection, which is kind of cool. Especially since what the other cards are. I'm going to teach you the whole time because it's a really great reading. It really is. You have a resurrection. You also have, I'm just going to say it, of love, okay? So a resurrection of love could be someone you used to go out with, that sort of thing. And the 9 of Earth, which is 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is like amazing. Okay, 9 of Pentacles, that's that woman. She's hanging out. She's got like all this, you know, great pentacles and stuff around. She's like just chilling with the bird on her arm or whatever, the falcon. She's enjoying everything. She's enjoying life. So this really leads me to believe that maybe a lot of you, thank God, a lot of you are really embracing where you're going. If not at the very least, maybe you're starting to embrace where you are. I know that collectively for a lot of divine feminines, there has been an issue not only with stagnancy, but also feeling you're not in the right place. Okay? Wherever you are, you're supposed to be there. That's just how it is. You wouldn't be there if you weren't supposed to be. So there's something you need to learn. There's some sort of cycle that keeps repeating that you need to close out, okay? But Judgment is, what's the best way to, it's like after everything is said and done and you're ready to begin anew, okay? That's what happens here. It's that time right before everything starts over and you're kind of reevaluating and going over things. And I think, you know, a lot of feminines might be doing this, coming to the realization that, you know, things might not have turned out exactly how we thought they would, but there was a lot of value in the way that they did turn out, you know, and, you know, even though we don't regret, okay, we certainly wouldn't make the same choices again. Right? Right? Right. I hope not. So this is really, I think, a time for reviewing and celebrating. I have this really great energy for a lot of you that you're kind of just starting to get it. Like it's really sinking in. Everything's how it should be. You're where you should be. You're happy with how you're learning. You're happy with how it's progressing. You're enjoying yourself, okay? You're probably doing, I would imagine, a lot of reviewing, okay? Which might not be comfortable sometimes. It might be uncomfortable because we have to honestly take a look at ourselves, and we have to be honest about the choices we've made. You know, there are plenty of things that we've done that we shouldn't look back on and go, oh, what a huge mistake that was. No, what a huge lesson that was. You know, I guarantee you'll never do it again. At least I hope not. You know, if you learn the lesson, you know, and that's why we have these things, is so at a later time when we do know more, we won't make the same mistake again. Okay? So there's a reason for everything that you're learning. And if at the very least it's just so you don't do the shit again, take it for what it is. You know, a divine heads up. Think of it as a divine heads up for you. Okay? I see a lot of girls really standing up for themselves. It's almost like you're a completely new person. Like and it's not that you weren't that person to begin with. I feel like you're more authentic than you have been in a long time. It's almost like, you know, you really started to kind of die out, and now you're coming back again, and you're being who you are, which is wonderful. I see a lot of people asking themselves and wondering about new opportunities, taking leaps of faith, you know, what they would do in certain scenarios. Thinking about endings, thinking about how things could be. I think so much knowledge has been gained that we can kind of, I don't want to say live out a timeline, you know, before you enter into it, but we've kind of become able in a way to see how something might be able to play out without having to expose ourselves to actually getting involved in it. For some of you, save yourself a lot of time. A lot of you have been hearing a lot of truth lately. Like things have really been like opened up for you. Your eyes have really been flung open to something. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to. Something is going to hit you like a sack of bricks. You're going to be like, oh shit. Okay? So whatever that is, whatever, it's the trumpet call, that's what I was thinking about. Whenever that happens, whenever your trumpet is sounded, you're going to know it. And it's going to be a completely new chapter in your life. Like completely new. It's not going to be anything like what it was. Okay? Completely reborn. Absolutely incredible. Card number 22, balance. Stay balanced. Especially when things are, if they might seem kind of topsy-turvy, if they're like, if they're not progressing how they should, you know, how you think they might, try to stay as balanced as possible. Especially right now, you know, things where the moon is and, you know, retrograde and all that crap going on, you know, Pisces and all that, the illusions, and things just are kind of heavy right now. So it's really not a good time to, you know, freak out. It might happen, but, you know, blame it on retrograde. That's what I do. Okay. I see a lot of you really proud of yourselves, though, and if you're not, you should be, because it has been a long, strange trip, right? That's Grateful Dead song, Long Strange Trip. What a long, strange trip it's been. Alright, we're gonna move on. Okay, so 9 of Earth, like I said, is 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is abundance. It's contentment. It's having just about everything that you need. Okay? Now, notice I said need. And once you realize you have everything you need, everything you want you have everything, you know. Needing nothing gives you everything, and it's so true. And I think a lot of people might be figuring that out, and it's a really great thing when you finally realize it, you know, that you don't need anything to have everything. You already have everything. Okay, everything you need. You know, for what you are right now, you have everything you need. Where you're sitting right now, where you're hopefully not driving. You say driving. Hopefully they're not driving. Don't drive and pull over. Don't listen to my videos when you're driving. Don't do that. I see a lot of women really just kind of focusing on themselves. And I can't tell you how happy I have to see this kind of curve come about. And this has been happening for I would say about a month. Women have kind of been, the Divine Feminine have been doing this where they're like really getting super involved in themselves. And I think it's great. Okay? We need to be doing that. If you don't have a morning and nightly routine for yourself, get one. It is so important to have a routine that you can kind of practice self-love with. You know, you should fawn over yourself. You should walk by a mirror and be like, God damn, I'm fine, right? You should. And to do that, we need to really take care of ourselves. Okay, whether it's eating better, whether it's drinking more water, maybe it's moving around more. It doesn't have to be, you know, running 5 miles and feeling horrible. Do some yoga. I love yoga. It's basically stretching. That's it. You stretch. You know? Do some of that. Pilates is great. Again, that's not like super hard cardio. If you like cardio, great. But for some people, it's like a lot of moving, you know? I like going and doing like hiking and like doing things I like to do, but like to stand on a treadmill and just run, I'd rather do stretching yoga. Just stretch. I'm good. I'll go outside and run around, do stuff. I just think it's boring. Just like you're stuck on a treadmill. Maybe if I had like one of them treadmills with like they got like them screens on them. You can watch stuff so it looks like you're jogging somewhere. I probably still would rather go outside. But this card is, it's also about being happy being alone. You know, we should be able, I mean, there is no alone, honestly. There's always, you know, people around, things around, guides around, angels around, counterparts around, lurking, you know. It never ends. They're always there. Always. So I think half the battle is just realizing that. And then when you realize, oh, well, I'm never alone anyway, loneliness just kind of, because you're never alone. How can you be lonely if you're never alone? Even when you want to be, you're not alone. And this becomes easier too. I think it might be easy for a lot of moms too, because it's like you don't have a lot of time. Like, honestly, I probably haven't gone to the bathroom by myself in 11 years. It's my son's, you know, will be 12, so I've been having a kid follow me into the bathroom for probably about 11 years. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So personal time to me is sacred. If I can be alone, it's heaven on earth to me. And I think a lot of moms would understand that. So, you know, it might be something, and again, it might be uncomfortable. You might have to wake up a little bit earlier to give yourself that time. Okay, but I guarantee you, just by waking up, just by going and getting up and doing your hair nice and taking care of your skin and putting on lotion and perfume. Like, you know, I have a whole like routine that I do in the morning. I have a routine at night that I do. And it's just a way for me to love myself. You know, you don't need anyone to give you any kind of love. You are more than capable of giving yourself every bit of love you could ever need. All on your own. All on your own. And it leaves you looking fabulous. So we need to be doing this. Okay, for some of you, I think you are. So congratulations if you have been. I think that's wonderful. If you haven't been, you need to. Some of you, I think, might be starting your own businesses. Maybe you're starting some kind of, I don't want to say job. It's maybe not like a job, like a, but I don't want to say hobby either. Maybe some kind of investment. Might be putting time towards something. Maybe you're actually putting money into something. But I do feel like you're working towards something for some of you. But not really a rush. Pentacles really aren't about a rush. And I think that's because they deal with Earth and, you know, time is such a man-made thing. You know, so it might be why it takes forever, why Pentacles seem to take forever. It's because it's ruled by time, I think. It's a earthly thing. Be happy being alone. Be happy being alone. Go the extra mile to take care of yourself. If you don't feel like doing something, don't do it. I think I was, what was it, number 2? Might have been number 2. Feminines, for them, I had to say the same thing. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. You know, if somebody needs something done that badly, they can get up and do it. Or they can wait till you feel that you want to do it. I see people like almost surprised. Like out of the blue, they'll just be like surprised at how they're looking at their life. It's almost like, wow, like things are good. Things are actually really good. I'm in a good state of mind. I'm in, you know, I'm good. I think for some of the females, it might be kind of a surprise. It's a good surprise, though. All right. New love. So, new love in this. Hold on. I think I hear my daughter coming. Almost got the whole video done without having to splice together a bunch of things. Damn it. All right. So, in this deck, the this Oracle deck, this card can represent brand new love, as in love that you don't know who they are, you just met them, they kind of come out of nowhere, that kind of love. Or it can stand for love that is kind of restarted. Maybe you guys connected years ago and you know, had it falling out or just didn't take off or whatever it was, and now it's going to come back. So it can be either or. I don't know. Could be a past life soulmate coming in, so it would be new to this life. It would be a new love, but there could be some kind of deep connection there. And I think it's pretty well split. I think some of you, it's going to be someone coming in out of the blue and just kind of being like, you're going to be blindsided, you know, just out of the blue, just who is this person? And I think for the other part, it's going to be somebody that, you know, there was a connection with earlier and it just didn't work and now it's going to start up again. So, for those of you screaming, you know, that about a person, hell no, I'd never, he better not. I can hear, I can feel it. It's not the person. It's not them. That's not the one coming back. I feel like some of you automatically had this picture of somebody pop into your head. It's not them. They're an asshole. I'm not talking about them. Not them. So this would be somebody that there really was no, I mean, there might have been some hurt, but it wasn't like a disastrous falling out, breakup, explosion. You know, it wasn't like that. You know, it just never happened. You know what I mean? So there's a definite, this isn't somebody who like ripped your heart out and like now you're like they're coming back for another go at stabbing you in the heart. That's not what this is. So no worries there. You know, I watch a few other readers, and a lot of them mention arrows. Now, I've always loved arrows. I draw arrows. When I'm like bored or something, I'll doodle. If I'm on the phone, I'll be doodling. I'll draw things, spirals, hearts, arrows. Like I draw all sorts of little symbols. I've done them my whole life. I don't know why. But I've been seeing lately a lot of readers have been picking up on arrows. And in this card, there's arrows. So if that means something to somebody, there it is, because that was pointed out to me. I'm not sure why I need to say it. Maybe it's just a confirmation that this, yes, is about you. If you have some sort of affinity with arrows, or you maybe have seen arrows or heard someone mention arrows in some way, then there is some kind of truth in here that you need to hear. So, you know, take it however it resonates. Okay? Maybe some of you just need confirmation there. There it is. Not sure what it means. It's a very, it's a very stable love. It has a very, they said organic. I don't even honestly know what that means. Maybe simple. It's not like when you think like karmic, you know, like when I mentioned that, they're like, not that guy. It's not like that. This is a very calm, I think stable, and both of you are kind of good for each other kind of energy. There's a lot of potential for growth, especially with the Nine of Earth, with the Nine of Pentacles. The potential for growth is just phenomenal. It really is. If I could give any advice for the people in this energy right now, stay grateful. Okay? That's going to keep it going, and that's going to give you even more. Okay? Easiest and best way, fastest way to raise your vibration, to stay in a high vibration, is to be thankful. Wake up every day, go to sleep every night, be thankful. Okay? Be thankful. All right. I hope that was able to help somebody. Sorry my daughter came in so many times, but I know a lot of you are moms, so I'm sure you understand. If you don't have kids and you don't understand, I don't tell you. I'm sorry. Thank you for everyone for liking and subscribing and commenting. I love getting to know everyone. It's really great. Thank you for those who are getting the readings from me, ordering readings on my website and also on my Etsy. DivineDestinyTarot.com is the website. If you haven't seen my Patreon, go check it out. I think that's it. Divine Destiny is my name on Instagram. You should go check me out on there. And I hope everyone has a really great day. I think that's it. Bye. Okay, pile number 3, masculines. All right. Gonna try to get this going. I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible. I gotta get to an appointment today. So, let me try to be as quick as possible. I'm trying to see if I have any connections here to... See, two of the cards, one of the cards reminds me of pile number 2, and the other reminds me of pile number 1. This one, for pile number 2, the Tower. You know, the Tower is really reminiscent. I say this because you had the Fool in the second one. The Fool is like a clean slate, starting over, okay? The Tower is what gets you there. So if you have a Tower moment, okay, what you start at, basically, after that is the Fool. So that's why I say I was kind of being drawn to two different. So whichever one you're kind of pulled to, if you feel you're pulled to either of them, go check them out. This is going to be definitely for reading number 2, which will then probably lead you back to reading number 1, because that's what I kept getting for that one. So take what resonates. If nothing resonates, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay? Real quick here. If something hasn't already happened, something is going to. And it's going to be something that can be as simple or as not, you know, as dramatic as a change of thought, a change in a belief system, something like that, to something of huge, you know, like you move across the country. You know, this is like a big thing. This is basically starts you off. Anything that wasn't built on a solid foundation is gone, is lost. Kaput, it's gone, it's out of here. Don't even try rebuilding it. It's done. Okay? The Tower seems scary, but it's not. It's actually a really great and the easiest, even though it's probably the hardest, it's the easiest way for the universe to kind of be like, okay, you want another chance? Here you go. Go ahead and do it. Okay? Again, it might be hard, it might be hurtful, it might be painful, but if it's what you've been asking for, it's probably the only way it's going to happen. So, that being said, try to look at it as something that is beneficial, something you can learn from, something that will be teaching you in the long run things that you need to know. You know, the things that you lose, let go of them gracefully. Don't hold on to them. Because when you do that, you know, you kind of leave open area for other things to come in. Okay? This could be the ending of a relationship that was really important to you. End of a friendship. A job. Some might be family issues. Oh, her dog died. If somebody's, I'm sorry. That's why I have 2 dogs. I love dogs. I'm sorry. Somebody's animal might be sick. Anyway, you never know what the Tower moment could be. And it could be something as simple as, you know, like changing how you think about something. Okay? If you were to recognize a karmic cycle, a karmic pattern, and change it, stop it. There's a Tower. It's stopping it. Stopping it from happening. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to grow to another tower that needs to be torn the fuck down. You're stopping it. That would be a Tower moment. It's not a horrible Tower moment, but it's a Tower moment. Be thankful for these. Okay? The better outlook you have, the more positive you have, the easier it's going to be. Okay? The more you go, oh God, something's coming, and you know, you hang on to whatever you might think you're going to lose, it's going to be really shitty. Okay? So we got to really try to remain as unattached as possible to certain outcomes, especially. Okay? Things might not always happen how you kind of pictured them, but they will ultimately happen exactly how they need to. Look at it that way. It'll make you wiser. I know I put it out in one of the other cards. I think it was for one of the feminines, though. gray, all the clouds here, you know, when the dust settles, you're going to be a lot wiser. Okay? And the reason we have these things is so we don't make these decisions over and over and over again. So we're not trapped in these cycles. Get it over with, get it done, get out of there so you can start your new beginning. If you resonated with pile number 2, go check it because you have the Fool, which is an amazing card. It's a reset card. It's basically a completely new life. So if you're having this, that would probably be a really great reading to go check out to see what might be coming for you, because the Fool usually comes after that because it's a rebuilding of life. So check that out. All right. For some of you, this is going to be something that one of you didn't see coming. If it's a relationship, either you didn't see the end coming or they didn't, okay? But the other one probably knew for a while. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you're on the receiving end of that, how would you feel vice versa? You know what I mean? We want things to be ended as smoothly and as quickly, as nicely as possible, okay? So, especially if you have a lot of history with somebody, there's no reason to be a jerk. Okay, it really, because it's just going to come back to you. You don't need to create it. Any more karma, you don't need to, you know, you don't need to. Okay. Two of Earth is Two of Pentacles. It's the card in the regular tarot. It's like this guy is, he's like this and he's just, seems unbalanced. He seems like he's going to tip over. Got like that funny ass hat on, you know, it's like, it's crazy looking hat. And he's more of a, it's like right before you drop everything, you know, like, you know, everything's going to shit, but you still haven't put everything down, you know, like, you ever have that where like right before, like, you know, something's gonna just, it's just not gonna end well, but you do it anyway? I'm sure you know the feeling. I would bet money, actually. Some of those past relationships coming out again. It's that feeling where things aren't exactly solid. You know, things aren't exactly handled. You know, you might still be in that I'm winging it phase, you know, and they haven't completely disintegrated, but it's close. All right, that's this. You're trying to do too much. You're trying to be this over here, but then the more you put over here, the less you have over here, and it's just like this constant this, okay? And that's not, I don't want to say healthy, but it's not healthy. It doesn't help your mind. It doesn't help your physical energy. You know, the way I handle this, what works for me anyway, I don't do anything that I don't want to do. Did you get it? Nothing I don't want to do. If it's something that, you know, somebody thinks I should do, that they really need done, then they can do it. I've had to say this, and this must be something that people throughout the entire collective is dealing with, because I've had to say this now to just about every pile, okay? If there is something you don't want to do, if there's something you don't feel like doing, don't do it. I mean, obviously, if you have a job, I get it. Save the comments. I get it. If you got to work, you got to work. Well, you have a boss. I get it. Okay? Totally get it. But if you're at home and you don't feel like spending your time doing something for somebody, tell them that. I'll do it when I feel like it. They need it done that bad. They can get up and they can do it. Right? We're not doing that. This is, no. We have plenty of other things to work on, plenty of other things going on in our lives. Okay? We don't have time for that. We got all sorts of other shit going on. We don't need any of this. Okay? Okay. Balance. You know what's good about balancing? Sometimes the easiest way to do it is to have fun. Fun is like, it's like a reset, you know? It's almost like even laughing, to laugh. It's like, it kind of like clears it out. Any kind of like tension or anything, somebody makes a joke and laugh, it's cleared out. You know, that's like comic relief is so important, you know, because it kind of like levels everything out. And it's good for you. It's good to laugh. It's good to be childlike. I think, and especially for masculines, and I don't know why this is. I think it's honestly a really stupid double standard that, you know, women, I think it's easier for a woman to look playful and childlike than it is for a man. Men need to feel that way too. You know, and it's not fair that, you know, a man can't do that as much as a woman can. I don't think it's fair anyway. Play with your kids. If you got kids, play with your kids. You got nieces and nephews, play with them. Go to a park and play basketball. You know, go, I don't know, go do something fun. Whatever you like to do fun, go do it. Okay, that's going to really help ground you, especially if it's outside. Okay, you need to get back to that grounded frequency so you can really breathe and clear your space and just be back in that nice energy again. That's where you kind of need to stay. When you're trying to do too much for everything else and you kind of lose yourself, that's when things get off balance. Okay, so we don't need to be doing that. We need to be doing things that are going to work for us. They're going to work for our general well-being and health. If it's not something that makes you feel good, we shouldn't be doing it. You know, it's not selfish. It's not. The only people that would think that's selfish are the people that want you to do everything for them. So, fuck that, right? Right. You know, it's okay to you know, put something, like I'm not saying like if you honestly come home from work or whatever and you sit on your ass and do nothing all day, that's not fine. But if you are a go-getter and you work hard and you do way too much, there's nothing wrong with putting work that has to get done to a different day so you can relax. Relaxing is just as important as getting shit done. If you don't recharge yourself, you're just going to burn yourself out. You know, I was telling one of the other readings today, I'm like, if I don't feel like making a video for YouTube, I'm not. I used to get up and make them every day. I was like, I have to make a video. Fuck that. I'm not doing that no more. You guys will get a video from me when I know I'm at my peak and I know I can be as much of a clear channel as possible. And I'm not going to do that if I'm taking on everybody else's shit and getting up and doing stuff that I don't want to be doing. Okay? So I'm not going to. And that's how you need to be. It's not selfish. It's protective. I'm protective of my energy. I'm protective of who I'm giving my energy to. That's that. You have to be. You can't let people take advantage of you. You know, if I don't feel like giving out a free reading for a week, then I won't. And if anyone has an issue, I'm sorry. But I'm doing this for free. If it's not exactly how you like it, I'm sorry. Go pay for a reading. Divine Destiny Tarot, by the way. You know, if you're looking for something like that. I also have a Patreon. Probably not wanting to support me after all that, though. It's all right. All right. Really, we really need to kind of focus on ourselves. You know, you're really not here to take care of everybody else. You're here to work on yourself. That's it. Learn, grow, repeat, right? Okay. All right, last one. And I apologize that this one was a little bit quicker than the other ones, but I gotta get going here. Support. But I do think that you should go back and watch, like I said, whichever one, number 1 or number 2. Both of them, since it's just going to shoot you back there. So you have a longer reading because you have more readings to watch. Support. support is a beautiful card, if you can see. Okay. It reminds me of like all like ancestors and angels and spirit guides and the loved ones that kind of surround us all the time. All the time. You're surrounded by people who love you. And anybody you want to talk to, honestly. And the reason that they're there is for support. And you can call on them anytime you need to. A lot of people, it surprises me that a lot of people don't realize that they can just ask for help and it's there. It really is. I think what the problem is sometimes people ask for help and then they get a sign and then they don't trust it. If you ask for help and you get a sign, you have to trust it. Even if it's something that you're like half the stuff that I say in these videos, it's not even me. Like there's like, I'm hearing stuff and like none of it even makes any sense to me. If I'm being honest. Like I just say stuff, you know, and kind of hope that they know what they're, what they do. I mean, they always know what they're talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about half the time, you know, but I trust that that's what needs to be said, you know, that's all you can do. If, you know, if it turns out it's not, then it's not. But wouldn't you rather find out that it's not than wonder if it was? You know, you always have help around you. And if you ask for signs, if you ask for help, it's going to show up, but you have to trust it. And it could be something as, you know, silly as seeing a rabbit and going, that rabbit looks suspicious, and looking up what a rabbit means. I have that happen all the time. I'll have to look up the animal meaning or, you know, something like that. You know, if you have something that, you know, you've worked out with your angels, like I worked out with my team, I get certain things, feathers, monies, you know, little trinkets and rocks and things like that, that I know there's a confirmation for me. You know, you can work things out so that you know there's no doubt in your mind. That's a yes. That's a hard yes from the universe. There's no arguing with it. I know if I ask a question, I find a feather, that's that. Thank you. Okay. That's that. I know that. So that's where we need to be headed. We need to have faith. We need to trust. Okay. Is it number one? Divine Masculine's trust. Trust was an issue. Not an issue, but something that you're working on. We need to have blind faith, right? That's really going to be the difference here in a lot of things that happen, is whether you can trust that even though you can't see something going on, it's still happening, okay? Just because nothing's happening in front of you doesn't mean it's not happening. There could be stuff, you know, other entities and people are having to deal with for it to actually materialize in your 3D. So I hope that was able to help somebody. Thank you so much for everyone who is liking, commenting, and subscribing. I love it. I love talking to you guys. It's so wonderful. If you're not friends with me on Instagram, Divine Destiny, please be friends with me on there. I love meeting everyone. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I know, like, it says, like, a lot of people, percentage-wise, aren't subscribed to me, and they watch me. So just subscribe. The more subscribers I have, once I hit 500, I'm giving stuff away for free. Okay? Everybody likes free stuff. Subscribe, like, tell your friends. Follow me on Instagram. If you need a reading, you can go to divinedestinytarot.com. You can go to my Etsy page. I think that's about it. If you don't follow my sister, head over and wish her luck on her first psychic fair ever she's doing soon in Colorado. I am so excited. I am going to be there. So if you're in the Colorado area and you want a reading to support my beautiful sister, who I love so much, come out and get a reading from her. She's so great. All right. Tell her I sent you, too, if you go over and say hi to her. All right, Darling D. Tarot. All right, I think that's it. All right, I got to get going. I hope everyone has a really great day.